During Steinbeck's childhood, an agricultural shift took place in California that resulted in the rise of fruit farms. The shift, enabled by the increased use of irrigation, transformed many desert areas into productive cropland. From 1879 to 1928, the value of fruit farm production rose from 4% of agricultural output to about 80%. Besides water, the farms also required more laborers than California could provide, with native-born residents. To cover the need for labor, landowners hired Mexican and Asian immigrants, along with migrants from other states. When Steinbeck was attending college in the early 1920s, he was able to drop out and get work, doing stuff similar to that depicted in Of Mice and Men. While doing the work, Steinbeck met many of society's outsiders, including Mexicans, African Americans, and the physically and mentally disabled, many of whom are depicted in the story. While talking about the book, Steinbeck said, "The characters are composites. Lenny was a real person." When the Great Depression hit, many found themselves out of work. Things only got worse with the outcome of the Dust Bowl. In order to find work, many of the migrants in Oklahoma, New Mexico, and the rest of the region came to California, where things were not as bad. As a result, by the mid-1930s, California was overrun with migrant workers. Most of them faced harsh working conditions, suggested in Of Mice and Men, and more fully developed in The Grapes of Wrath. Steinbeck was partially motivated to write Of Mice and Men because of the brutally poor conditions he and his wife lived in before the success of his novel, Tortilla Flat. Now, Steinbeck was self-aware of his success and made the conscious decision not to write in a way that was important, but was truthful. Of Mice and Men was the product of this decision and an attempt for Steinbeck to remain humble.